Snowy, windy, freezing cold. You couldn't draw better Maction weather, and you couldn't draw better weather for a huge rivalry in the Mitten. It is Western Michigan and Central Michigan for the 94th time as the victory cannon is up for grabs, and you might not even be able to see it. There is so much snow here in Mount Pleasant, but this is exactly what you hope for when you turn on Maction. What's happening, everyone? Hope you're nice and warm at home. I'm Drew Carter up here sharing body heat with Jay Walker. And, partner, we see the records for both these teams not up to par for what they were hoping for this year. But they have a lot to play for, especially tonight.
I mean, absolutely. I think both teams are better than their records say. Young teams that are trying to build for next season, but they've been very competitive in most of the contests. But if you're a player right now, you're a fan watching this game, it's in-state rivalry. You're playing for something. It doesn't matter what it is. As long as you're playing for something at this point of the season, you have to love it. That's college football.
Yeah, this is the biggest rivalry for both of these programs, and this is the type of weather this matchup was built for. Now, Western Michigan doesn't know what Central Michigan is going to do at a quarterback perspective. I don't even know if Central knows what they're going to do.
Yeah, they like to create a lot of quarterback chaos. We like to call it 3 by design, and that's how they win. It's a chaotic offense that has different guys to play different roles. Daniel Richardson's a guy that can throw the ball, the more traditional dual-threat quarterback that you would like to see, but has not had the type of season that he did a season ago. Jace Bauer is the guy that can do the dual-threat things. He can run and pass. And Bert Emanuel, well, America, let's introduce you to Bert Emanuel Jr. from last week. He's the guy that can run like no other. Fantastic record-setting performance a week ago. They need him to do this type of stuff. When he's in the game in these conditions, we're going to see if he's a mutter. You know what a mutter is? That's a guy at a horse race that when the track is wet, can he run? We know he can run when it's dry, but the true freshman sensation will have a challenge running in these conditions, but they're going to need him to carry the football and tote it well.
293 rush yards, the most ever by a Central Michigan quarterback, and fourth most in program history. Now, if Western Michigan's going to slow him down, Jay, they've got the right guys to do it. The front seven is their strength, led by Corvin Moment.
Yeah, Corvin Moment's a throwback football player. Anytime you have an inside linebacker that weighs 250-plus pounds, he's very versatile. He can stop the run game. He can put his hands in the dirt or in the snow and rush the ball carrier as well as a quarterback. Look for Corvin Moment to be that guy all over the field today trying to slow down this rushing attack of Central Michigan.
The WMU fans wishing they could have this moment for life. He is a senior, and he is in his final year with Western Michigan. Well, folks, if you haven't been able to tell yet, it is snowing a lot. It is cold. We're looking at around 30 degrees right now for kickoff. A lot of guys going full psychopath, no sleeves. Jay, if you were playing in this, would you have the sleeves on?
Sleeves, toe warmers, Vaseline, everything. I want it all. Can we give credit to the fans of Central Michigan? I mean, their student section is probably more crowded than it was a week ago when they took on Buffalo. So they seem to be trying to play up this home field advantage using the elements.
This is Michigan weather in a nutshell. There is the kick returner. Western Michigan won the toss, elected to defer, and Central will start with the ball.
Drew, let's let everybody know what's going on. Let's get it out early. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and you are from?
Minnesota.
So you're right at home in this. And me,
I'm still cold, partner. I don't know how you're feeling, but I'm cold.
We saw in the open. I'm glad you're doing it well. You're going to have to carry me through this one. But, you know, this is stuff when you watch on TV, like you kind of say, oh, I wish I could play in that. And so for some of these college kids, it'll be their first time seeing snow and playing in snow. And this is the one where you're going to see somebody get hit and they're going to skid for like 4 or 5 yards. So we're going to play in the elements the old-fashioned way.
And one of the guys who's never seen snow is Western Michigan's quarterback, Trayson Bourget. We'll talk about him in a moment. Tim Lester, he knows what this rivalry is all about. He played at Western Michigan, an outstanding quarterback in the late 90s. We asked him what his record was in this matchup, and he knew it immediately, 2-2. But he says those 2 losses were both game-winning field goals for Central.
That's how deep this goes, and he knows what this rivalry means. And as you mentioned, knew his record right away, wishes he could have those 2 losses back. Let's see what happens in this next chapter.
Palmer Domsky will kick it away from the makeshift kicking area. Davion Stepney will return it for Central Michigan, one of the most versatile players in America who plays on both sides of the ball plus special teams. Takes it out to some yard line. Candidly, we're not entirely sure. And here comes the Central Michigan offense, and it's Bert Emanuel who will take the first snap. Is that what you expected, Jay?
Well, considering what he did a week ago, when we talked to the coaches during the week, hey, if you rush for almost 300 yards on the ground, hey, don't take the football away from me. Give me more. So we'll see how effective he can be running the football tonight. But I think they're going to throw in a little bit more wrinkles in the passing game was the game plan before the elements took over.
Yeah, last week was a coming out party for this 18-year-old from Houston. And on the first play, they will go with that power quarterback run, and he gets dragged down to the backfield. Marshawn Nealon was in there first for the Broncos.
I mean, for both teams, this is going to be tough sled. Tough sled. When you talk about Western Michigan, the one thing they do pretty well on defense is the guys up front. They can stop the run, and this is saying this is going to be a run-first ball game for both teams, and with both front sevens being featured.
Right on cue, 2 tight ends out there for CMU. Emanuel last week, 293 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns in a win over Buffalo. He tries the right side again, finds some extra space, and Emanuel is chucked out of bounds after a strong gain on second down to set up third and about 4 or 5. Dorian Jackson will get credit with the stop.
Good job sealing the edge, and it was interesting to see. I wanted to see how would Emanuel run when he got to the perimeter, when he had to make a cut. Looked pretty comfortable there as he picked up a couple yards on the perimeter.
And keep an eye out for Bert Emanuel's speed. A 75-yard touchdown, 87-yard touchdown last week in the third quarter alone. He's the only FBS player with 2 75-yard runs in a game this year. Play clock under 10. Emanuel will throw. Only did this 3 times last week. He completes on his first one to Jalen McGoy. Big chunk for the Chips.
I like the play call and the selection. Give him something right in front of his face. This is just a little 5-yard route that he just has to throw it out there. And you saw McGoy showed the athleticism to turn on the Jets and take over the battlefield position early for the Chippewas.
McGoy, the Ball State transfer, Detroit native, picks up 27. So Emanuel has already doubled his completion total for his career. And now they go 5 wide. Emanuel on the keeper.
Oh, he's down.
He tried to keep his footing. Looked like his knee went down.
The rule in college, once your knee is down, then the ball carrier is down. You can't get back up. Negative play in the backyard, in the backfield.
One way to stay warm is just yell loud, I guess. So after the loss of 3, number 3 back in the gun, we expected to see 3 different quarterbacks for the Chippewas. So far, only Emanuel. Throws on the run, completes again. But that is a short gain to Tyson Davis, the wide receiver, to set up 3rd down and long.
Tyson Davis on the receiving end.
This is incredible. I mean, when you run your routes, so often it's depth. You kind of know, you get your steps for how far upfield you should be, but you're in the snow, so your leg's a little bit heavier. You're not striding as far. I'm pretty sure that was a 4 or 5 yard route every time they run it on dry conditions, but ended up being just a 2-yard route, leaving them 3rd and long.
Yeah, this one just looked for the chains, right? Not messing around with the yard lines. Emanuel throws, completes again. McGoy again. Broke free for a moment, the first tackler, but Braden Fisk comes in to clean it up to set up 4th down. A gain of 2 or 3, they needed 12.
Talk about Corvin Moment. That's a thick inside linebacker there, and you see him looking, engaging, and then watch him shield off the block. That's a great job, fighting off the would-be blocker to minimize the yardage on that play.
So Central Michigan scored on their first drive in their last 2 games after they didn't in their first 8 games. And Luke Elzinga comes out to kick it away on their opening drive tonight. Elzinga will try to pin Western Michigan deep, and that is beautiful. Hey, Pat McAfee, I hope you're watching, because you can't do it any better than that. Carlos Carrier, their star wide receiver, was down there to field it at the 1 or 2. It's a 37-yard punt.
Great job on special teams. And in a game like this, where the battle of field position early is going to lead to a couple points, Good job by the Chippewas, moving the ball, getting a couple first downs, and then pinning Western Michigan back inside their own, we're saying inside the 3?
Yeah, somewhere in that vicinity, yeah. That's a great point, though, Jay, because even though they don't come away with points, it's still a successful drive, right?
Absolutely. Opening drive in this weather and give your defense a chance to, if they force a punt early, put you right back where you started.
All right, Trayson Bourget, kid from Tucson, Arizona, 18-year-old quarterbacks doing battle tonight. The redshirt freshman in this RPO-heavy offense finds a seam. He can run as well. He's wrestled down with a flag in our first penalty tonight. It was Jaquez Bristol. Might have gotten a piece of the face mask.
And I think you're right there. As we saw Bourget turn on the Jets, and good call by the official. It's going to help out, give him a first down.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 10. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Jeremy Valentine heads up our crew tonight.
This is just a tough one here. Good job by Bourget deciding to evacuate, but just a tough break there as the Bristol defensive tackle trying to make the tackle and add on 15 yards to the run.
In Bristol's defense, he couldn't even see the face mask. It's disguised by all this snow.
Good point.
Motion man is Nate Anderson in the slot now. Again, the RPO. They're looking for Anderson. They find him. He had a breakout game last week, leading the team with 6 catches after he came in with only 1 career catch, and the freshman picks up 4 on first down.
It looks like you know, Western Michigan, they're ready for this right here. I mean, this is good speed. This is almost game speed. They're not slowing down too much. Stumble a little bit there, but I'm looking at Trayson Bourget, and right now he looks pretty comfortable in the pocket, like the snow's not affecting him.
2nd down and 7. Bourget keeps, and he finds space. I would say he has green grass, but he really has white snow to run. That is a first down, Western Michigan, as Ronald Kent makes the stop 5 minutes in.
A week ago, in Central Michigan's come from behind victory over Buffalo, in the first half, their rushing defense was bad. They allowed Buffalo to come in and average almost 6.5 yards per carry, and we knew that Western Michigan was going to try and test them in the same capacity, see if they can stop the run.
And they locked it down in the second half, erased a 17-point deficit to win. Beat a Buffalo team that's in the hunt for a division championship this year. Sean Tyler is the running back again. Bourget fakes to him and throws a dart. That is complete to Corey Crooms, his top wide receiver. 725 yards coming in. That one goes for 7.
I'm telling you, Bourget looks comfortable. Quick decision. The velocity on the arm is right there, able to throw the ball accurately in the snow. I'm impressed by what the freshman looks like. What did coach say? He's never even seen snow in his life. Well, it doesn't seem to be affecting him too much here tonight.
Yeah, they practiced in it the other day, and he said Bourget was looking around. He lit up like a Christmas tree. He was so excited to see snow for the first time. Also excited to break out the fanny pack, and you see him going to it between every play. This is the first carry for Sean Tyler, who's got tons of speed. Sean Tyler dashing through the snow. Touchdown, Western Michigan, 52 yards.
The rushing woes continue again for Central Michigan. And take a look at number 2. Ronald Kent is going to come in and have the best angle at making this tackle. But that missed tackle right there, step late, allows Tyler, who we know can run with the best of them, see, I won't call it pay dirt, see a snow mountain in the end zone and capitalize for the touchdown.
The coaches told us Sean Tyler hit 22 miles an hour on a screen pass against New Hampshire this year and consistently hits 21 miles an hour in practice, the fastest player on the team. Snow won't defer him. After the 98-yard touchdown drive, Domsky adds the extra point. How about the wheels on this kid, Jay?
Love what you said. Dashing through the snow here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Impressive start by the Broncos.
Tim Lester warming up the officials on a snowy night here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. This is the battle for the victory cannon. And Tim Lester knows this one all too well, and he knows is Sean Tyler, his RB1. Can run with the best of them. He just went for a 52-yard house call to get the party started tonight to punctuate a 5-play, 98-yard touchdown drive. 98 yards, a rough guesstimate because we can't see the yard lines, but it was long. They basically went pylon to pylon. Drew Carter and Jay Walker back with you. Glad to be braving the elements here at Kelly Short Stadium to see one of the best rivalries in college football. DeJavion Stepney brings it out to a yard line, and that's where Central Michigan will start another drive. It was all Burt Emanuel Jr. at quarterback. We came in expecting to see a 3-quarterback rotation for the Chippewas. You see in their last 4 games, they've slowed it down. It's been effective.
They've gone to the running game, realizing, hey, we're not throwing the ball the way we want to with Richardson. Emanuel and Bauer, the backup quarterback and the third-string quarterback, have brought that element of run into the quarterback position, into this offense, and they've had success.
According to the scoreboard, they start at the 40. Burt Emanuel
this is gonna be good.
Some space.
This will be
Look
good.
out! Burt Emanuel can fly! There he goes! The kid from Houston through the snow for a touchdown! Here we go with the shootout! Take cover!
Do they know the elements say this is supposed to be a game in between the tackles where you don't allow big plays like this? Well, the kids are reacting to playing in the snow. Anything you can do, I can do a little bit better. Gets the great seal block from his wide receiver, McGoy, and that's a great job of showing the Jets, showing America what he did a week ago was not a fluke. Like ZZ Top says, he's got legs, and he knows how to use them.
Burt Emanuel, man. I mean, you were here last week to see it, Jay, and this kid came out of nowhere.
And what was impressive, after he did it once, he did it again, and then he kept doing it. He's just got that innate ability to run the football. Doesn't look like he's moving very fast, but he's striding in long steps.
Marshall Meter adds the extra point, and the folks here are fired up for the Chips. Burt Emanuel had a 75 and 87-yard touchdown last week. He's got a 60-yard house call tonight. Well, typically weather like this leads to low-scoring defensive struggles. Not the case. The victory cannon is on the line tonight between Western and Central Michigan. Both teams have scored long rushing touchdowns. We're tied at 7. And folks, don't forget our ABC and ESPN Statement Saturday featured college football lineup. Number 3 Michigan hosting Illinois at the Big House at noon Eastern. We'll see if the weather in Ann Arbor compares to the weather in Mount Pleasant. Then C.J. Stroud and number 2 Ohio State takes on Maryland, plus number 9 Clemson hosts Miami in Death Valley. Then Hendon Hooker and number 5 Tennessee square off against South Carolina. All games are also on the ESPN app. Drew Carter, Jay Walker back with you, and believe it or not, Burt Emanuel Jr. might be the 5th best athlete in his own family. Maybe 6th or 7th if you count his parents. His dad, Burt Emanuel Sr., played in the NFL for 8 years after he was a 2-sport star at Rice in Houston. And that kick is what you're going to see tonight. That was Josh Rolston trying to kick it away, and Western Michigan will start at the 40.
Free kick out of bounds. Number 63, the kicking team. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, Western.
I almost want to give him the option, make him re-kick it again, but when you talk about Burt Emanuel, sisters were champions in what was sports, softball, track, and all the different things there. Like I said, I played in the era where his dad played. His pops was a great athlete. He was a quarterback in college at UCLA as well as Rice, and played in the National Football League as a wide receiver for many years. So he's got it naturally, and not so fast saying he's not the best athlete in the family. He's got time to prove it now.
Yeah. Trayson Bourget in Western Michigan, back to work. Bourget floats it in and out of the hands of his wide receiver. Malik Dudon was the intended target, and the freshman couldn't squeeze it.
Nicely thrown.
And just to
ball.
wrap it up about his sisters, sorry partner, Sydney and Courtney, both star softball players at Georgia. They got the 2 best career batting averages in program history for Georgia softball. Brittany ran track at North Texas. Whitney ran track in high school and is now a student at LSU. And then Burt is the youngest of 5. On 2nd down and 10. Sean Tyler, who went 52 yards for a touchdown on their first drive, is dropped out of bounds after a solid gain on 2nd by Dante Kent.
Tyler's looking very comfortable running in the elements from the state of Illinois. So I'm sure he's played a game or two in the snow. But this is what I want to see, 3rd and short yardage situations. It'll be tough for the offensive line to get that push.
Right back to Tyler, right up the gut. That's a 1st down Broncos after a gain of 2 or 3. So Tyler is a versatile runner. He also returns kicks for Western Michigan. We've seen him go around the edge, and now we see him go right up the middle.
You know, talk about getting that push right there. When you're an offensive lineman, you want to get that initial surge, that get off on the snap count. There's not a lot of room there, not a lot of traction. But I like how they describe Sean Tyler. What does he do well? He runs. And I always like it when they say a running back can run. It is called a running back, and he's got plenty of speed.
1st down now. Bourguet to throw. Here come the chips, and he gets dumped. They rub the Arizona native's face in the snow, a loss of about 6, and this was what Central Michigan does so well, gets after the quarterback.
A good job of collapsing the pocket there by, you'll see Whiteside, but you also see Trey Jones, who's the captain of that secondary, get there first, number 3. And then the rest of the linebacker corps able to clean it all up there. I tell you, when they get in trouble, they move Trey Jones, their free safety, closer to the line of scrimmage to create havoc, to get things going.
They're going to give Thomas Incoom credit for that one, number 9. It's his 10th and a half sack of the season. That's top 5 in all of college football. Back to the ground game with Tyler. Look at the stiff arm from number 9. Tough running again from Tyler. That one goes for 5. And keep in mind, Western Michigan is still without Ladarius Jefferson, who's the more physical of their 2 running backs. Jefferson missing his 4th consecutive game. He's been suspended indefinitely.
We thought there was a chance we would see him tonight when they really needed it. And I think the coaches from Central Michigan anticipated seeing him as well. But give Coach Lester sticking to his values and his morals, saying can't play him, even though I want to.
Yeah, violation of team rules is why he's been suspended. Tyler, meanwhile, averaging 22 carries a game since the suspension. Bourguet tries to find a seam and does. Bourguet spins for a 1st down. Trayson Bourguet finally brought down by the ankles after a huge gain on 3rd and 9.
And they've got Bourguet bottled up. This is what you call a pretty good job of bottling up the quarterback, what you need to see, but not able to bring him down, and blocks downfield. Great balance by the quarterback, bouncing off the block of Dante Kent. But look at the guys downfield, stalk blocking, get on them, just harass him, get in the way, and that's what allowed him to pick up extra yardage.
Caleb Spann saved a touchdown on the back end. Complete to Crooms, tried to shed a tackle and cannot do it. It'll be no gain if they're lucky. Ronald Kent came in there to blow it up.
Kent, they say, plays with so much passion. The senior brother of Dante Kent, the opposite cornerback. So number 2 and number 4 representing the Kent family. And when they get it going, they can be very active and vocal as well as physical leaders on this defense.
Yeah, the coaches love these Kent brothers. They say they light up the facility. After no gain on 1st, they go back to Tyler. Patient running. Past the line of scrimmage. Twisted down after a gain of 2. Another 3rd down and long coming up.
Tackle on play, number 3, Trey Jones.
Give the credit to Trey Jones, number 3, for the tackle, coming off a career-high 16 tackles against Buffalo last week. Tim Lester's team is 2 for 2 on 3rd down so far. Bourguet looks, scanning, flushed, and he goes down again. Bourguet terrorized on that drive. That is a huge loss. A couple of chips got in there. Jason Williams and Quindario Lee. There is a flag. See if you can spot it somewhere.
I don't see it anywhere.
I need that thing to be like fluorescent.
Holding. Defense number 3. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot.
First down.
Automatic first down.
That's Trey Jones, huge penalty.
Jones from the safety position. There was a lot of confusion, and keep in mind, doesn't matter if the quarterback throws the ball or not. If there's a hole, they have to call that.
52 seconds. 3:52 in the game clock, please.
They call Trey Jones for the hold there, which is an automatic first down. Tough break for Central Michigan.
So instead of 4th and 1,000,000, it's 1st down and 10 with under 4 to play in this first quarter. Back to Tyler. Little juke move in the hole. This guy's really impressive. That's another strong first down game.
And I'm looking at Tyler, and this is a guy that knows how to play in these elements. He's showing patience, and he's keeping his feet underneath him. And watch this run right here. Wait, jump, change directions, get upfield. I mean, it's like he's cutting off the proper leg. That's the proper technique. You cut off your outside foot. Don't go anywhere until you've got that left foot planted. Get upfield in a hurry. One of those runs that shows you he's comfortable running in these elements.
Crooms the motion man. They give it back to Tyler. Finds some space. Tyler with a first down. Western Michigan, the Central Michigan sideline demanding a holding call. You see Justin Whiteside was asking for one as well.
And once again, I mean, he looks comfortable running the football. Continue to give him the ball. Outside, waiting till he has his footing underneath him, then getting sideways and vertical. 2 impressive back-to-back runs from Sean Tyler.
Tyler again carrying the mail without Ladarius Jefferson. First time we're seeing Zahir Abdus Salam, the sophomore from Newark, New Jersey, 10 in white and brown. And they give it to him on first down. Up the middle, again Whiteside involved in the tackle for a gain of about 3 or 4 on first down.
And Abdus Salam comes in the game. You know they're going to run the ball more in between the tackles. The more physical runner, doing a good job giving Tyler a spell. Running back by committee right now as they're trying to keep some fresh legs in there.
And now Jamal Haley is in there. Haley, the true freshman from Benton Harbor, Michigan. The 12th play of the drive is a give to Haley. He runs into a wall of maroon and gold. And another third down coming up for Western.
Third down coming up for the Broncos.
And Tyler's back in there now.
They give me the guy that can run the ball effectively, that was running the football the best in the conditions. Presenting a problem, big third down here. This is like when you just take the snap and you give the ball to Tyler and you say you run wherever you think the hole's going to be. See who can catch you.
Play clock at 3. Bourget takes the snap. On 3rd down and 6, he throws incomplete. He was trying to find Crooms. And it was Lavario Wiley in there on the coverage.
Not a fan of throwing the ball in these elements with man-to-man coverage. You have to be extremely accurate on the throw, and it seemed like your running back was starting to get comfortable. You put your best back in the game.
It brings out the kicker, Palmer Domschke. They're saying it's a 25-yard attempt.
Don't take anything for granted.
Good luck. Domschke's kick is no good. Much to the delight of the fans here in Mount Pleasant. Closing stages of the first quarter, still deadlocked at 7. All tied at 7 here in Mount Pleasant as Central Michigan takes over on offense. And the Sunday NFL Countdown crew has you covered for Week 11, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. The Monday Night Countdown crew gets you set for Niners Cardinals in Mexico City, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. Both are on ESPN and the app. The weather in Mexico City might be a little different than it is here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
My Howard education tells me it probably is because Mexico's a little bit closer to the equator. So
that's right. Yeah.
Give a couple degrees at least.
I didn't know you studied meteorology at Howard. Bert Emanuel back out there at quarterback for Central Michigan, and this is where he's so dangerous on the quarterback keeper. Emanuel pushing the pile. He doesn't look like a quarterback when he runs, and I say that in the most flattering way. He is out there running with authority.
I mean, now you see why he was recruited as a potential tight end for a lot of the Power 5 schools. Some of them wanted his quarterback, others saw the athleticism, but you'll see the contact. It has the ability to keep the legs going, get a little bit of help from the line and the push and the turn. Good effort by Bert Emanuel Jr.
He's a guy who had Power 5 offers as an athlete to play wide receiver or tight end. You're playing quarterback at 6'3", 210. This might be the final play of the first quarter with 20 seconds on the clock. Emanuel gives it, and that is Lou Nichols. Welcome back, sweet Lou, tackled by Ryan Seelig after a gain of 2. 7 in maroon and gold, led the country in rushing last year. He's missed 3 of the last 4 games. Good to see him back out there. That is the final play of the first quarter. You having fun, partner?
I am. Can we keep it going like this? 7-7, more offense than I thought, but it's been a fun ball game. Much more to go.
Shout out to the fans braving the elements here at Kelly Short Stadium in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. It is a big-time game. Rivalry game with the victory cannon on the line. The 95th meeting between Western and Central, and dancing and singing and huddling up for warmth is the best way to avoid the elements.
They're still coming in. I mean, they're coming down the stairway, so anytime they must have heard, pretty good football game here, let's go get a piece of the action and try and chip on the Chippewas. What do they say? Fire up chips?
Fire up chips. So far, Bert Emanuel's had him fired up. He has been QB1 for CMU, and this time he gets stuffed. That's Ryan Seelig, who came in there to blow it up and bring up 4th down.
Seelig's the guy that sets the defensive front for the Broncos, and good job of seeing the ball carrier and wrapping up, not allowing Emanuel to escape. Great individual tackle by Seelig.
Yeah, the coaches told us they call him the Wizard back there because he gets them all set, as you said, Jay. Luke Elzinga out to kick it away. And Zahir Abdus-Salam back to receive for Western.
I think Salam's back a little bit too deep. I'd be surprised if a punt's going this far.
And he opts to let it bounce through the snow. That one might have skipped a lot more if there were no snow on the turf here at Kelly Short Stadium. Folks, don't forget the NFL returns to Mexico with our Week 11 Monday Night Football matchup at Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. Christian McCaffrey and the 49ers take on DeAndre Hopkins and the Cardinals in an important NFC West game. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN Deportes and the ESPN app. Our coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown at 6, the 5th game in Mexico in NFL history and the first since 2019. As Trayson Bourguet comes back out to lead the Broncos. The true freshman turns and gives back to Sean Tyler. Mr. Do-Everything for WMU picks up just 1 yard on 1st down. And Jay mentioned it's the turf here at Kelly Short Stadium. What's the difference, you think, playing on snow on turf versus grass?
Turf gives you the advantage, a little bit more level playing field. Grass gets mushy. Unless grass becomes frozen for like weeks at a time, then it's hard like a surface. But you take the turf all day long, and they're doing a pretty good job running the tractors through. They're not called tractors. What do they call you, Midwest guy?
A gator, maybe?
The gators running across the
plows.
stadium. Plows trying to show just where the yard lines are.
Tyler breaks free. Tyler still on his horse. He is still on his feet. Sean Tyler making Chips miss like it's his job. 1st down, Western.
Mentioned it earlier before. He's running this before. He's used to the conditions. We talked about who's going to be that mutter out there. Well, it's Sean Tyler, and I'm surprised at the number of big plays we've seen both offenses able to do, and another big one for Western Michigan.
It's a 24-yard gain to put Tyler above 100 for the 3rd time this season and 9th in his career. Already 6 missed tackles for the Central defense. They're not going to miss that one. It was blown up in a hurry by Ronald Kent coming off the edge.
Is hit in the backfield by Kent Jr.
And Kent coming off the edge, and he's the guy. They say he's the passion guy, and this is how you play the position. Recognize the ball's not going on the jet sweep. Come in and make the tackle at the line of scrimmage.
Second and 10 Broncos.
The senior out of Harrisonburg, PA, transfer from Western Carolina. Makes it 2nd down and 10. Abdus Salam is back out there behind Bourget. Heavy set to the right side. They give it to Abdus Salam on the RPO, and again, no gain. Kyle Moretti came in there first. Their top tackler with 78 on the season.
We've seen the defensive adjustment from the coordinator, Rob Aki, already. So what he's doing is getting the linebackers closer, bringing some safeties up, and he's just putting one more body in there than you can block. And we saw Western Michigan try to attempt a couple of passes earlier. They've gotten away from that. Well, Aki's making sure that he's going to overcrowd the box with numbers and force you to try and find a one-on-one matchup.
3rd down and 10. Bourget flicks it just a little too far for Corey Crooms, his top wide receiver, and it sets up 4th down. That's a tough spot to be in, an obvious passing situation in the driving snow.
Yeah, in this situation here, the receivers can't separate, and you lose your accuracy a little bit throwing the ball, so anything downfield probably will be more of a low percentage pass than it already is. You have to find some crossing routes.
And the wind is going in that direction, left to right on your screen, so got to keep those down. Throw some stingers.
Throw
like
some
he's
stingers,
playing
step
golf.
into it, but
That's Nick Mahalik out to kick it away. Fair catch called for, and it rolls into the end zone.
Sails into the end zone. That will be a touchback.
Central Michigan will start with the ball in a 7-7 ball game as the victory cannon is up for grabs. Well, as of a couple weeks ago, Bert Emanuel Jr. had never played in a college football game. Here he is with another long touchdown run. He had 2 of these last week against Buffalo, 2 of his 3 touchdowns in the second half to lead a CMU comeback, and this one went for 60 to tie the game up at 7. Now Emanuel starts on the sideline as for the first time tonight we see Jace Bauer. Christian Brown, the running back, behind Bauer, the redshirt freshman out of Iowa, part of this 3-headed quarterback rotation for the Chips. And he will start on the rollout. He can run, a capable scrambler himself. Darts out of bounds with a little extra late action that draws a flag. Zaire Barnes will be the guilty party on this one.
and Bauer comes in a difficult spot. I mean, having watched football on the sideline for almost 45 minutes, but you can see why they want to get him in, because he's more that runner that can throw the ball just a little bit better than Emmanuel right now, knows more of the offense. Just like that, they go back to the runner.
There is
Bert
no
Emanuel
foul on
Jr.
the play. The tackle in question has been deemed legal. 2nd down.
So what they did, they came out and they said they might have called this thinking it was some type of horse collar type tackle there, but then the official explained that it was on the shoulder. It was deemed a legal tackle there, so good to see him get it right.
Now 2nd down and 6. CMU gets tricky. Western Michigan not fooled at first. Marshawn Nealon was there in the backfield to greet the ball carrier Jalen McGoy, who stumbles forward for a first down.
That's not fair. I mean, Nealon is 275 pounds, number 94 in white. You talk about putting somebody on skates. He's literally on skates. He's there for the play. He's there, but then all of a sudden he's going down.
He's on skis.
He went from skis to skates there. Tough one there. I mean, he played it perfectly, except when you saw the runner change directions on him, too much inertia.
He's got meteorology, he's got physics, inertia, impressive stuff. 3rd down and 1. McGoy was just short of the first down, and Emmanuel takes care of that on the quarterback sneak, which turns into a lot more. This dude is not your typical quarterback running the football. That one goes for 16.
Why do you like big quarterbacks? Because they got that forward lean that can get you extra yardage, and short yardage situations. And as you mentioned, Birdie Manuel not afraid to mix it up. We've seen him do the tough yard runs in between the tackles. We've seen him do the explosive runs. And we've seen him do the home run runs. That doesn't sound right. Home run runs.
Home run runs, just home runs.
Home run style runs.
Yes, that sounds better. He's up to 75 yards tonight. He keeps it again after faking it to Nichols, and this time he is stoned. Corvin Moment got in there first, the 250-pound middle linebacker, for a loss of 2.
Finally seeing the defensive coordinator, Lou Esposito, doing what he said he was going to do to start this game. Bring more bodies to the party. We have to bring an extra guy into the box to stop this running game from the quarterback run position. And you'll see the numbers there. When you start seeing the low numbers there, number 2, number 26, 20s, those are the guys that are getting there. Corvin Moment, the inside linebacker, needs to make more plays like that.
Their defensive coordinator, Lou Esposito, told us he's like a football savant, always watching football, and he knows the game well. 3 on the timer. Emmanuel will run again and get tripped up after a short gain. That was Zaire Barnes in there to make the stop to bring up 3rd down and long.
And if Barnes doesn't make that play, then we're watching another highlight reel run from Birdie Manuel Jr. Barnes comes over from his outside linebacker position. Talk about the versatility that he possesses. Can guard wide receivers in the slot. Can make tackles at the line of scrimmage. And one of the best seniors in the country. You'd be surprised if you see him playing on Sundays.
That's a fantastic Western Michigan linebacking core. Barnes, Moment, and Ryan Seelig, who's been busy tonight already. Play clock down to 3. Chip's not set yet, and they'll burn a timeout.
First charge timeout, Central Michigan.
And we will step aside. 3rd down and 10 coming up for the Chips, with the snow continuing to fall here in Mount Pleasant.
Hey, fan.
Central Michigan faces 3rd down and 10 midway through this second quarter in the 95th battle for the victory cannon. A rivalry that dates back to 1905. This time Western Michigan made about the 2-hour trip north from Kalamazoo, and they've won the last 5 meetings here in Mount Pleasant. But Central Michigan did beat them at Waldo Stadium last year 42-30 in an instant classic, if any Central Michigan fans remember. I'm sure you do. Is Khalil Pimpleton with 3 touchdowns in the second quarter, including 2 punt return touchdowns to swing the game.
From our own 40-yard line.
2 safeties high, that means some type of zone look. Maybe set up some type of screen pass to Nichols. Try and get him involved in this offense.
Emmanuel flushed. Rolling to his left. Pump fakes, keeps, and he got dropped. Zaire Barnes with some 3-on-3 punishment to stop it after a gain of about 4 or 5 and bring up 4th down.
And this is a great job by Zaire Barnes, because if he gives up on this play, this becomes an impossible open field tackle. But watch when you see Emmanuel break contain, he keeps going. Follow the ball, knowing that he may make somebody miss in the open field, lays a lick on him. That's going to show up as just a normal tackle, but that was a huge play by Zaire Barnes.
It brings out Luke Elzinga. Zahir Abdus-Salam back to receive. Elzinga kicks a spiraling punt that bounces inside the 10. Another great punt for Central Michigan. Elzinga celebrating a little bit. And last time Western Michigan started inside the 10, it worked out pretty well for the Broncos, but they've got to go through one of the best defensive players in the country. Yes, the country. It's Thomas Incoom, who comes in top 10 in America in tackles for loss and sacks.
Disruptive defensive lineman, a number of NFL scouts here to see him, to follow him during the year. Hasn't been playing football that long. Didn't start until his junior year of high school. So much upside, but a quick first step, a knack for the football. Thomas Incoom's a guy that when he gets to the play, he can make some exciting things happen for the defense.
Last week he had a career-high 13 tackles in the win over Buffalo, including 3 for loss. Trayson Bourguet back to work. They give it to Sean Tyler, and he is so dangerous Slippery through that hole. Trey Jones wrapped him up after a gain of 7.
That's Trey Jones.
See Thomas Incoom climbing up the leaderboard for Central Michigan history. He has a sack already tonight, now tied for 3rd in a season in program history. Sean Tyler's up to 116 yards, and he gets another call on 2nd and short, delivers the punishment on his way for a first down against Dante Kent, who made the tackle.
I'm going to say it again, sound like a broken record, but he seems to be the only guy on the field that's not having trouble with his footing. Very comfortable, able to change direction, shift, make some moves in the snow. Seems like he's starting to warm up as they send him over to the sideline to take a breather, but no, it's cold. You don't want to stand on the sideline in these conditions. Keep me in the game, coach.
Put some hot chocolate in that Gatorade bottle. Again, no Ladarius Jefferson for the 4th consecutive game for Western. So they bring in Jalen Buckley and fake it to him. Bourget throwing across the grain. Buckley is the intended target. Lots of contact, no flag, no completion. As that was Jordan Kwiatkowski in coverage.
Not necessarily the play call I like on first down when you've got a running back that's been pretty effective picking up positive yardage in Sean Tyler. You decide to throw the ball, and now you're behind the chains. In 2nd and long situation, it's going to be pretty tough in these conditions.
Crooms the motion man. They give it to Tyler. How did he get out of there?
He's comfortable.
Sean Tyler escaping. Big play for Western Michigan down near midfield.
This is what you want, the vision. I mean, somebody that's comfortable, give him the football, make guys miss, able to cut on a dime in these conditions. And it's been a one-man wrecking crew. Sean Tyler all evening for Western Michigan. He's got some shake.
Goes down as a gain of 26. He's up to $147 on the ground. Again on the ground was Zahir Abdus-Salam, and he finds a seam, and he picks up a first down. Now the Broncos are chewing it up on the ground.
Salam, one of my favorite guys out there. When the coaches talked about him, they said without question he's the toughest guy on the team. Why was he the toughest guy on the team, Drew?
He practices as a boxer.
He's an AAU national boxing champion. That's a little bit more than practicing partner.
That's
that means
right.
He can use his hands. He's a tough one. Do not try Salam.
He's only 5'9", 195, but no one will mess with him. That's what the coaches told us. Crooms again on the motion. They give it to Abdus-Salam, and that time he's dropped after a short gain again by Kwiatkowski.
I'm really starting to like the offensive line, taking control of the line of scrimmage, and you put your toughest runner in there in Salam and watch him lower the shoulder at the end. He's not running from contact, but you have to give credit to what they've been doing. They had to shuffle the offensive line a little bit, move the left guard, Addison West, over to center. They lost Gideon. They're still doing a pretty good job controlling the line of scrimmage, particularly in the run game.
2nd down and 8 now. Bourget fielded the high snap, gave it back to Abdus-Salam. And he continues to push the pile forward. The sophomore from New Jersey makes it 3rd down and manageable as we come up on 4 minutes left in the first half.
I like Salam. He's tough. But tonight, I like Tyler a little bit more. You have to ride him until he taps that he wouldn't come out. And in this situation here, 4 down territory, and I'm giving it to Tyler twice. Elements going on. If he can pick up some positive yards, get close, and get some good footing, I'm going to ride Sean Tyler.
It'd be about a 50-yard field goal from here, which is in Domsky's range in good elements, as Tyler gets lassoed down in a hurry. That was Michael Heldman in there first, the redshirt freshman from right here in Michigan.
It looked like with this initial burst that Tyler saw some daylight, but the youngster, Michael Heldman, that's how you make the tackle. In the run. Did not allow him to get any forward lean. They say he's playing his best football of the season right now.
4th down, the offense stays out there for Western.
Stop Tyler again.
They're 1 for 1 on 4th down tonight. Play clock's at 5. Bourget takes the snap. Looks left, throws left, floats it up the sideline. That is caught. What a grab by Malik Dudon, the redshirt freshman who's coming out as of late for 28 yards.
We saw him drop one earlier that we thought he should have made the catch, but one-on-one on an island, and this is just who wants it more. Great body control, really good defense by Ronald Kent, but better body control and offensive play by
Broncos hustle to the line, and Tyler was stiffing the goal line that time, but he's brought down inside the 5. They really like Dudon. He's a young guy. They are having a bit of a youth movement on offense right now. That's what Tim Lester told us.
When you lose some football games and the season's kind of gone with the wind, then you check out some new guys, some young guys as you're evaluating for the 2023 season. Heavy package in the game now for the Broncos.
3 tight ends in there on the 11th play of the drive. It is Tyler dancing forward and brought down by a couple of Chippewas. Trey Jones was in there alongside Robbie Stewart to make it 3rd down and goal with under 2 minutes to play in the first half.
Touchdown for the Broncos.
This has been the story of the season for Western Michigan.
And this is kind of rename it. Don't call it the red zone. That's what you do. You start playing middle games. We're going to call it the green zone. Red means stop. Green means let's go forward. Tough to see. Imagine if there's a play close to the goal line. Who's going to mark it whether or not he crosses the play or not? This could get interesting. Just get it close.
Bourget throws on 3rd down. Jump ball for Crooms. It is broken up by Ronald Kent. That's where they'll go on a jump ball situation, and Kent breaks it up.
We'll take the points here. And this is just one where letting them play a little bit. Kent, and the rule is you do not have to turn around and see the ball. It's just if you impede with your back turn and stop the wide receiver from coming back trying to get the football, that's a penalty. That's one there, I think, where if Crooms would have stopped and jumped, he might have got a penalty, but kind of faded with it and looked like a good defensive play from Kent.
They bring out Palmer Domsky, and that is blocked. Another block for Central Michigan. Their block party continues. It's the 6th blocked kick of the season for the Chips. Tops in the MAC. Dante Kent got a piece to keep us tied.
Good job getting penetration from the outside. Speed kills, and Dante Kent did a good job with the block, keeping it scoreless, and we're tied.
Dante Kent got a piece of that field goal attempt by Western Michigan. It is the 6th blocked kick of the season for Central. First one on a field goal after a PAT, and 4 blocked punts for Central. Now what do you do if you're Central Michigan with under a minute to play and 2 timeouts? Jace Bauer starts at quarterback. They give it to Sweet Lou Nichols, who gets stuffed after a short game.
I think Central Michigan needs to be happy to go into the locker room tied. Their defense did a good job of holding Western Michigan to just 7 points and a half. The Broncos left at least 6 points on the board with chip shot field goals that were missed. I would not be too aggressive in my play calling here.
That is Daniel Richardson, who's in there at quarterback. He's their most prolific passer, and he's been their starter for the majority of the last 2 seasons. They bring him in to go under center and give it to Nichols. That's more of what we traditionally saw from Central Michigan last year when Nichols led the country in rushing. And that'll do it for the first half.
Probably brought Richardson in, maybe the only quarterback that knows how to take a snap under
That's
center.
right.
So many
Exactly.
young high school quarterbacks only know shotgun.
That is the end of the first half.
It was entertaining.
Central Michigan 7.
You don't see many games quite like this. This is Maction, baby.
What we've learned to expect in this midweek football conference that we love.
Whew. Tons of snow, tons of points early, and then both offenses stalled out. We are deadlocked at 7 in the 95th battle for the victory cannon. The third quarter should be a lot of fun. Don't go anywhere. It is halftime at a snowy Kelly Short Stadium in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. The victory cannon is on the line, and we're deadlocked at 7, Western and Central. The second half is next. In the Midwest, they don't care how much it may storm. They've got their Maction to keep them warm. Check out the snowmen being built here at Kelly Short Stadium in Mount Pleasant. That one was good. That one's pretty good. Another couple of snowmen, but none of them hold a candle to that. What?
He's got some guns, too. They built a buff snowman in shape. I thought snowmen were supposed to be kind of round.
Oh, my gosh, not that guy. It almost looks like a person's in there. Be safe. Western Michigan won the opening toss and elected to defer, so they get the ball, and Zahir Abdus-Salam got tabletopped to start this third quarter. Wow. That is impressive. Nice job by that fan in the stands.
He was taken down by.
Pretty cool hat, too. All right, so Western Michigan starts with the ball offensively. Sean Tyler has been a man on a mission. You see him right next to Trayson Bourget, the true freshman quarterback, making his 4th career appearance and 4th straight start. Bourget, the 18-year-old out of Tucson, Arizona, sends Corey Crooms in motion. And he keeps it on the RPO, and he gets slung down. Physical play by Jaquez Bristol to start. Thomas Incoom was also involved.
When you're going to do the little RPO run-pass option, it all starts with the defensive end. Good pressure from Bristol inside, but you see Incoom forcing him to cut inside, allowing Bristol to catch up. That's a great two-man game by those two.
Incoom is a one-man wrecking crew, but that time he had some help from his friends. Again, Crooms in motion. Again, the RPO. They give it to Sean Tyler, testing that left side. Tyler was all over the place in the first half with 149 rushing yards in the opening 30 minutes. That one goes for 5.
They're going to need him to get 200 yards in this game if they want to find a way to win. And a game like this, normally as a coach, you're sensitive about the number of carries your starting running back gets, but when it's cold like this, you can pound it a little bit and you won't be as sore as you are the next day. I'd ride him.
First third down of the second half. Bourget throws. He felt the pressure as Rob Akey dialed it up. Incomplete, brings up 4th down. He was looking for Nate Anderson. So what do you do when the snow is falling? You keep it on the ground, and both these guys had long touchdowns. Tyler, the running back, with a 52-yard jaunt, and then Emmanuel, the quarterback, with a 60-yard score.
And we knew Emmanuel could run, and I think it's been the explosive plays which have been surprising. But both these great runners are doing what great runners do, taking advantage of defensive mishaps and making them pay.
Nick Mahalik kicks a spiraling punt, pushes Alex Ward back for the fair catch.
Ward with the fair catch for Central Michigan.
Brings out the Central Michigan offense, who was mostly led by Burt Emanuel Jr. in that first half. And, Jay, we expected to see a 3-quarterback rotation. Not the case. It's been almost all Emanuel.
Yeah, he's been the guy they're going to. And I think he started off with such excitement in this game with that long run that the coaches kept thinking, hey, let's keep him out there and see if he can break off one. But if you take away that long run, this offense for Central Michigan really didn't do much. really didn't do much, didn't threaten to score too many more times, so they're relying a little bit too heavily on the big play.
127 total yards in that first half. Emmanuel on the keeper. You see the strength as Corvin Moment, the 250-pound middle linebacker, went for a ride.
And we talked about the size that Moment has. You don't see middle linebackers this big in college football, and he's got him, and he's trying to wrestle him down, and Emmanuel still wouldn't go down. Two good football players meeting head up in the hole, as we used to say.
Looked like he was a mechanical bull, taking him out of bounds.
Give it to on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Chippewas.
Remember Emmanuel last time out in the win over Buffalo. Came in the second half and ran for almost 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Here's Lou Nichols, who was quiet in the first half. He's been dinged up throughout this season. Ryan Seelig on the tackle after a gain of 4.
And it would be a really good sign if they can get Lou Nichols going. We talked about what a fantastic runner he was a season ago, the best in the country, battling the injury bug, but feed him a little bit more. He's back, he's playing. He needs more than 4 carries and a half. I try to see if he can ease off some of the pressure on Birdie Manuel Jr.
On 3rd down and 4. Emmanuel gets dumped. Andre Carter makes a snow angel after the sack.
Just coming off the edge, Carter's a guy they say has heavy hands. Once he's coming, you'll see him on the right side of your screen. You cannot leave him unblocked. He's too fast, too ferocious to the football. That's an unnecessary hit that Birdie Manuel Jr. had to take because of a blown assignment by the right tackle.
Yeah, not blocking number 1. We call that a bold strategy, Con.
A bold strategy, a not smart strategy there.
Central Michigan's coaching staff told us that he's going to be a problem, Andre Carter. That's a low line drive of a punt from Luke Elzinga. Again, it's Abdus Salam back to receive, who lets it bounce out of bounds. And Western will start at the 25. Still waiting for some offense. Both of them have fallen asleep here on a cold night in Mount Pleasant. Back here in Mount Pleasant, a snowy Kelly Short Stadium, we're tied Western 7, Central 7. You see Jeff Thorne in his first year as Western Michigan's offensive coordinator. How about this for a leaderboard during his playing days at Eastern Illinois? Only behind Jimmy G, Sean Payton, and Tony Romo in terms of all-purpose yards at EIU.
That's a pretty impressive list there. The Romo and Garoppolo won the Payton Award. Give it to the FCS Outstanding Player.
And Western Michigan calls for a run to start, as they have for most of the night. Sean Tyler back to the line of scrimmage for no gain as Kyle Moretti in there to make the stop. And, you know, Jeff Thorne's an interesting guy. He spent the last few years as the head coach, the D3 school at Naperville, Illinois North Central College. They won a D3 national championship in 2019. Tim Lester's a guy who understands that grind. He was a D3 head coach himself in Illinois from 08 to 2012 at Elmhurst College.
Look at my partner name dropping the D3 knowledge.
Have to. Trayson Bourget, after the hard play fake, feels the heat, stands in, and throws incomplete. It was a jump ball to Malik Dedon. Dante Kent on the coverage. Dedon caught one of those in the first half.
They rolled the safety over top with the play action, and there's a small window there where if you throw it outside a little bit more, has a chance. That's that coverage there by Dante Kent. Dante and Ronald Kent, they played a really good football game. And they play at a high level. Great cover guys, passionate leaders on this team. Dante, the younger brother.
On 3rd down and 10, Bourget keeps and runs. He is near first down yardage. I think they're going to mark him just shy. Justin Whiteside made the tackle.
That's close.
And that is a first down.
Yeah, depending on where the spot is. And you know what? I'm throwing out the rules. If it's close on a run like that, you're not quite sure, move the chains.
Yeah, when you can't see the yard markers anyway.
Hey, 6 inches or less or 7 inches, hey, move the sticks. Give it to the offense. Advantage offense.
The 6'1", 200-pound freshman from Tucson.
Look at him crowd the box. 8 guys close to the line of scrimmage. Not allowing any more running lanes.
Western runs it anyway. And Central Michigan blows it up in a hurry with Caleb Spann coming down from the safety spot.
And this is beginning to look a lot like last week versus Buffalo when Rob Akey felt they were struggling with the run. You bring Trey Jones down in the box. You bring in Caleb Spann, the safety, into the box for run support. And when that happens, you have to make some throws from the quarterback position. So he's going to challenge Trayson Bourget to make some throws and beat him. Look, another guy's coming down in the box, always keeping everybody close to the line of scrimmage.
Corey Crooms in motion again. They run it again, and they get stuffed again. A late flag comes in, though, so we'll check the penalty. Looked like Thomas Incoom, big number 9, was involved on the tackle. Jeremy Valentine, our referee tonight.
Holding. Offense number 65. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
That's Trevor Campbell, and that's the Broncos' first penalty of the game, Jay.
They've been played pretty cleanly all game, but now the elements are starting to go away a little bit. Field conditions are better now than they were in the first half.
It'll be second down.
Now we'll maybe start to see what each team has to do. I still think we're going to need Trayson Bourget to get some completed passes to help with the running game.
It's downright balmy out here now. Again, they keep it on the ground with Zahir Abdus Salam. A short gain on 2nd and forever will bring up 3rd down and long.
Third down coming up.
Incoom a little slow to get up for Central.
Timeout for an injured defensive player.
And they'll take a timeout to check on one of the best defensive players in the MAC. But you might recognize the last name Bourget as a quarterback because Trenton, Trayson's older brother, has won the job at Arizona State, and he has run with it. So Toby Bourget, if you're watching, congratulations, because all of a sudden you've got 2 sons who are starting quarterbacks at the FBS level.
Man, congratulations. No easy feat, particularly in today's COVID generation of quarterbacks and only so many spots and so many more competing.
Now 3rd and 17. Trayson throws incomplete. Spann was in coverage against Dudon. Ronald Kent, number 2, was in there as well.
He is covered up on the play by Ronald Kent Jr.
I'd like to see them maybe move Bourget a little bit more. They seem to be doing the play action, having him sit in the pocket and try and complete throws to the outside part. You can almost cheat a little bit, move your pocket one direction or the other to shorten down the distance to complete passes.
Mahalik out for another kick. Alex Ward calls for the fair catch. And there is some laundry on the field near midfield. We'll check the penalty before Central comes out.
There is a penalty marker on the play.
During the kick, holding number 8 of the kicking team. That 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the kick. 1st and 10. Timeout.
Holding for good reason against a Central Michigan team that's blocked 6 kicks this year. We'll take a timeout. CMU back to work offensively.
Correction. That foul.
Here's our next UFC Fight Night Saturday from the Apex in Vegas with our heavyweight main event that could be a slugfest. The prelims start at 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, followed by the main card at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific on ESPN+. To get it, go to ESPNplus.com or download the ESPN app.
I like that right there. See, that's what I'm going to do to you. See, I'm going to knock you out with the 13, so you better take me down. You're young and agile, so you have to go for the takedown. I'm going for the knockout.
Please knock me out. It'll be much warmer than being lucid here. That is a chilly night in Mount Pleasant, but that's just how they like it for Maction. Here we are in mid-November. This feels like real Maction weather.
You get the feeling that something's going to give. There'll be another big play, which is going to determine, the fate of this ball game. And if I'm Western Michigan, I'd be very careful on special teams too. Could be a block kick, block punt.
The Chippewas have been known to do that. Burt Emanuel Jr. will start with a run, and he gets swallowed and snowed under, but a late flag comes in.
Are they going to call the face mask?
Yeah, from up here it looked like it.
Yeah, but it looked like one of the line judges called it. He had the furthest view from that.
Yeah, he was about 40 yards away from the play. He also threw the flag about 30 yards, so he's staying warm in the cold weather.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 55.
I'd like to see this replay.
15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
It seemed like there were
Automatic
three
first
officials
down.
that were there, and they're going to call it on Braden Fisk. Was it up high or was it?
Oh, yeah.
Got it. Good job. Good job by committee. That's a good job by the officiating committee, by the referee crew. If you don't see it, because maybe you're blocked off, if somebody sees that, then they're supposed to make that call.
Here's Jace Bauer back in there, deflected and nearly picked off. Another marker is down near the line of scrimmage. It looked like Warren Dabney, 56 in white and brown, had a chance. They were trying to throw to Lou Nichols.
Personal foul, tripping, offense number 86. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains first down.
The tight end Marcus Young.
And we said now the snow's cleared up, so the stripes are starting to see a little bit more. Calling a little bit closer. Let's take a look. 86 comes across the formation.
What do you think, partner?
He's coming across, might have led with his legs first, but it wasn't like the tripping in the traditional sense where somebody's on the ground and sticks a leg up. That was a tough break for Central Michigan.
Now it's first down and 25. They haven't thrown a pass since their first drive of the game. Burt Emanuel again on the quarterback keeper. Back in there, the freshman from Houston who ran all over the Bulls of Buffalo last time out. They've kept him in check aside from that 60-yard touchdown run in the first quarter. That one went for 5.
What did the D coordinator say? We're going to bring more bodies to the party when we see number 3 at the quarterback position. And, you say, why can't you just stop him? Look at all the exotic formations that Central Michigan runs whenever Emmanuel's in the game. You've got 2 tight ends offset to the right to say it's a heavy right formation, and now they're going to run it left.
There goes Emanuel trying to find some space, and Andre Carter drags him down to bring up third down and double digits after a gain of 8.
So as a defense, as you start to recognize some of the keys and you start to think, okay, they're going to run hard with the sweep right, well, then they go counter and they come across the formation. So Coach Esposito has to really tell his guys, stick with your assignments. And then once you stick to your assignments and you're in the right place, you have to make the tackle. And tackling Burt Emanuel Jr. is not an easy task.
And now it's Jace Bauer, who can run and throw with 5 on the play clock. They got to get it off. I don't think they see it. It's a delay of game.
Penalty marker prior to play.
Delay game. Offense number 16. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
So, Jay, as a former quarterback, do you think that the 3-quarterback system explains that penalty?
Absolutely. I mean, because the way they do it, they run somebody in from the sideline with the play, then you look at the coverage, and then they want you to look back at the sideline, and when you see a different look, not enough time for Bauer to audible.
Now 3rd down and 17. Chippewas are 2 for 6 on 3rd down tonight. Bauer on a design quarterback run, makes one Bronco miss and gets dragged down by Moment. And more laundry after the 12-yard gain for now. We'll check the flag.
There's a penalty marker on the play.
Like it was late laundry after the play was over with.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 27. A 15-yard penalty will be added at the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Watch Ryan Seelig here.
Number 27, middle of your screen, in the open field trying to make the tackle, and Just that tug. That happens because Bowers putting a move on him. Feet aren't planted. Fast quarterback. Not in a great tackling position, trying to arm tackle.
Yeah, Bowers showing a little wiggle on that run. So they convert on 3rd down and 17 after the penalty. Bauer with time, floats it, open man caught, inside the 10. That's Tyson Davis, who sets up 1st down and goal for Central Michigan. And it's the Chippewas' first throw since the first drive of the game.
Well, this is what the 3-quarterback system's designed to do. You'll see Davis in the slot, and this is just speed. One cut and go. Gets him in the trail position, no help underneath. Delano Ware, one-on-one coverage, not able to guard him.
Chips wasting no time. Moments in there again to bring down Emmanuel, or at least make him wait a second as the rest of the Broncos come in for the tackle. Out of bounds around the 5-yard line.
Now Bowers giving him a spark. And we've seen him with some runs. He seems to still be quick, elusive, able to throw the ball a little bit. I don't know if I go to Emmanuel in this situation with a strict run package. If you want to have Emmanuel give you some play action or bootleg play.
Still Emmanuel in there. Waits, makes his cut, and gets stuffed. Braden Fisk was in there first, number 55, one of their best defensive players.
Yeah, they're just crowded. They're crowded in line of scrimmage when Emmanuel's in the game now. So if you call a design run, then they're going to have more people there. Down in the goal line situation, that gets tough. Well, I like the adjustment right now by Paul Petrino to bring in Jace Bauer at the quarterback position. A little bit more of a threat to pass, and you've got Lou Nichols in the backfield as well, so you keep the defense guessing.
Bauer's thrown for a score and run for 4 this year. Rolling to his right. He throws end zone incomplete. Bryson Garner, the 6th-year senior at safety, was in there in coverage. Tyson Davis, the intended target again.
And after giving up the big play, pretty good stop by the Western Michigan defense, reading their keys and forcing Central Michigan to settle for a field goal attempt.
Marshall Meter in to attempt the 24-yard field goal. Nothing easy in these conditions, as we've seen twice for Western. They've missed 2 from 25 and in. Meter's kick from 24 just sneaks in the left side. And the Central defense has locked it down, and they lead for the first time tonight. The fans who are braving the elements are having a good time here at Kelly Short Stadium. It was a driving snow, dare I say blizzard, for the majority of the first half. The snow has stopped now, deep into the 3rd quarter, but it is still chilly, it is still brisk, and it is late as well.
Don't say it's chilly, it's cold. Although the snow's not there, it's cold and the temperature's dropping.
The temperature is dropping, that is true. We were an 8 o'clock local kick. And we're just past 10 o'clock here in the mitten. Josh Rolston kicks it away for Central Michigan. A short one is fair caught by Zahir Abdus-Salam, and Western will start at the 25. And don't forget, here's our ABC and ESPN Statement Saturday featured college football lineup. Number 3 Michigan hosts Illinois at the Big House at noon Eastern. That one could be tricky. Illinois has a great run defense. Then C.J. Stroud and number 2 Ohio State take on Maryland. Plus number 9 Clemson hosts Miami in Death Valley, and Hendon Hooker and number 5 Tennessee square off against South Carolina. All games also on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. Notable Heisman candidates this year. It felt like a 2-horse race between Stroud and Hooker for a while, but Drake May keeps creeping up those boards. He's been atop the leaderboard for pretty much every stat all year. He might get to New York.
Well, I'm going out west, the West Coast. Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
SC came in at number 7 in the playoffs. That lets you know they're still in the national picture.
Trayson Bourget begins with a handoff to Sean Tyler, who gets crunched early. It'll be a loss of 1.
John Tyler, the ball carrier. Tackle on the play by Kyle.
This is just what Central Michigan does. First half, they give up some runs, see what you do, and then the second half adjustments and start beating you to the spot. And we've seen that happen, play out so far in the second half here as well.
That was Kyle Moretti, who you see there with a vintage neck roll, an old school linebacker. He's got 7 tackles today to lead all players. Again, Kroom's in motion. They haven't given it to him yet, maybe setting something up for later as Bourget throws, and that was a laser, too tall for Jelani Galloway. The Boston College transfer to bring up 3rd down and 11. Bourget's now 1 for his last 9.
3rd down.
He came out looking very comfortable in the snow, in the elements, and since then seems to be a little bit rushed. I mean, every throw's been a fastball, throwing everything hard, not allowing the routes to develop a little bit. I think he needs to settle down just a little bit and allows receivers to separate a little bit more and make accurate throws.
3rd and 11. Chips bring 5. Bourget throws. Couldn't hook up with Krooms, who had a step.
Well, you're going to lose your accuracy when you're throwing from your back. And, you know, this is what you have about Thomas Nkoum. He won't get credit for the sack or another tackle for a loss, but there's no way for him to step into this throw. But you see Nkoum helping him up.
That's awesome. In the NFL, that's a penalty, by the way. That's probably roughing the passer.
Got away with the step.
Yeah. It brings out Nick Mahalik for another kick. Alex Ward on the return for Central. An end-over-end punt is short. Ward comes up to field it, dropped it, got clobbered. Who comes away with a football? A slippery pigskin, and it belongs to Western. Ward paid the price.
The punt is pumped and recovered by Western.
That's not a good sign. Oh, boy. Oh, we hope Alex Ward's okay. Oh, man. It's Ryan Seelig, 27. One of their best defensive players who also suits up on special teams, who came in to make the hit.
He's almost in a full sprint at this point, trying to catch a football, which is kind of a no-no when he doesn't catch it cleanly. Tough football play there. You see him grab his helmet right away.
That's good to see Ward walking
Absolutely.
off. I mean, speaking of the NFL and everything that's happened with head injuries at that level, you can never be too safe. So happy to see Alex Ward walking off after a scary collision. And the turnover allows Western Michigan to start in Central Michigan territory. Maybe this is just what they need to get the offense going.
Special teams play there or mishap by Central Michigan, and a good team will make you pay for it. Young team that's trying to find themselves like Western Michigan at this point of the season, see if they can capitalize on the turnover.
And for the Chips, that's their 24th turnover this year, most in FBS. It sets up the Broncos at the plus 43. Bourget gives to Sean Tyler, who lowers the shoulder in the hole. Again, Moretti was in there on the tackle. That's his 8th tonight.
Moretti very active.
2-yard pickup on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Broncos.
Very similar to what we saw last week. They're starting to double down on stopping the run. And when you have a quarterback that's not completing passes, offensive production has not been there.
Again the blitz, again Bourget throws, looking for Dudon, had it for a second. Another one-on-one play made by Dante Kent. They like throwing the jump ball to 17.
We've seen the Kent brothers play great coverage on the corners. And you'll see Dudon do a good job of setting him up and almost makes a fantastic catch. But I still want to see some crossing routes. I always say settling for a fade or a deep throw downfield, such a low percentage pass.
Officials timeout to resolve a headset malfunction on the sidelines.
I don't know if the headsets are built for 25 degrees and snow. But by the way, Jay, just to back up what you're saying, they had Corey Crooms open on a crossing route before the muffed punt, and Bourget just couldn't hit him. So maybe that's something they could exploit. And this is probably what Tim Lester was talking with Jeremy Valentine earlier about. There is Corey Crooms, top wide receiver for Western, in the slot now. Broncos are 3 for 11 on third down tonight. More pressure. Bourget evades it, throws complete. Dudon gets tackled from behind by Dante Kent. The brothers Kent are balling tonight.
I mean, what a tackle. You're chasing across the field their number one go-to wide receiver, weaving through traffic, not giving up. And once the catch is made, able to make the tackle for minimum yardage. That's a hustle tackle there by Dante Kent.
Offense stays out there. From here, it'd be about a 55-yarder. Western goes for it on fourth down again. The C's part for Bourget. Flag comes in as he gallops out of bounds with a first down, but we'll see if it holds up.
Probably going to be a hold on the wide receiver on the outside, Dudon.
Holding. Offense, number 65. 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. Fourth down.
So they get Trevor Campbell, who's in there starting tonight for the Broncos. Jacob Gideon, their typical starting center, is out for the season with a torn biceps. They move over Addison West to center, and Campbell is playing pretty much every snap tonight.
And quarterback draw, and they call it on Campbell. Wow, as an offensive lineman, it's almost impossible to call for that hold unless he's trying to change direction on you.
Mahalik back out to kick it. Look who's back to receive, Alex Ward. Another end-over-end punt, fair catch at the 6 or 7 yard line. And Ward hauls it in safely. And Central Michigan will start inside their own 10. Well, we're closing out another epic week of Maction here. If you watched last night, you saw a pretty amazing game at the Glass Bowl. Bowling Green wins the Battle of I-75 thanks to a touchdown by Teron Keith with 9 seconds left. They combined for 5 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and each team scored in the final minute. Bowling Green wins. They're bowl eligible. Toledo has still clinched their division. They will play in Detroit.
Look at the stats by Hilaire. 8 catches, 246 yards, 2 touchdowns for Bowling Green. He's a bowler.
Great name, too, Odu Hilaire.
Yep.
Kind of like Trayson Bourget. Bert Emanuel Jr. starts with a carry around the right side. You see the speed and the power from the freshman from Houston. Corvin Moment in there to make another stop for Western. Emanuel is above 100 yards tonight.
As he ran through contact. Backed up here. Pretty sure you'll see a heavy dose of Emanuel. But I'd still like to see he and Lou Nichols complement each other a little bit.
Maybe a little Jace Bauer as well.
Yeah. But for the personnel group they've got on the field right now, can't just. There you go. See, that's a compliment part.
Nichols with a stiff arm and a first down, chips, and maybe that gets him unstuck. Dorian Jackson made the tackle.
This is what I think. You know, Emmanuel's a threat. They think he's going to get the ball, and they're always dialing up everything to go his way, but if you give Lou Nichols a crease, he can hurt you in a hurry.
And that is the final play of the third quarter. The Chips lead by 3, and they want to keep the rock on the ground and keep the victory cannon here in Mount Pleasant for another year. Last season, they snapped Western's 3-game win streak in this series, and the victory cannon has resided here for a full year. Oh my goodness, I think that's the best snowman I've ever seen in my life. We've got an exciting fourth quarter up next. That cannon's been fairly quiet tonight. Low-scoring game. 10-7 Central Michigan leads, though, in a defensive struggle. Drew Carter, Jay Walker back with you at Kelly Short Stadium. Lou Nichols starts the fourth quarter with a run for about 5 yards. And they start chanting, Lou, the fans who have stayed here on a chilly night in Mount Pleasant.
5-yard pickup on the play, second 5 for Central Michigan.
Defensive struggle, but this game has been physical. You know, when you asked me earlier about the conditions playing on the turf and the grass, and I said when it's snowing, give me the turf. Well, after the snow's over with and it freezes, give me the grass.
Right.
Because that frozen turf hurts.
Official timeout.
You know, you land on it and
Please set the game clock.
it's tough. It's like
Playing on concrete.
Yeah, so
40 seconds.
That's Bryson Garner, who's down on a knee for Western Michigan. The 24-year-old, sixth-year senior safety from Pittsburgh who transferred from Pittsburgh. Third year at Western after 3 years with the Panthers.
taking advantage of today's college football landscape, working on his second degree. So hats off to all the student athletes. If you get granted an extra year of athletic eligibility, then do it the right way and go after that second degree, and he's achieved that.
Their other starting safety, Delano Ware, also a safety. Also a transfer, I should say, from Illinois. 3 years at Illinois, now 2 at Western. Jace Bauer is in there at quarterback, gives it right back to Nichols, who can't find an inch. Ran into his own lineman, and then big Braden Fisk came in there to make it a loss of 1 and set up third down.
Just surround the football before Lou Nichols can get it going. We know that's what they want to do, but it's a fantastic individual effort by Marshawn Nealon, holding his ground, not budging, and allowing Fisk to come in and finish him off.
Fisk back at his natural 3 technique position after they played him outside a little bit earlier in the year. You see him head up over the ball now. 3rd down and 7. Bauer throws complete and stuffed, but that's enough for a first down. It's Finn Hogan, the redshirt freshman from tiny Maple City, Michigan, in the northern part of the state.
And just a crossing route. Give me somebody to go across the formation, 4 yards down the field, the throw's right in front of you. And I like the play selection by Paul Petrino. No point in wasting throws downfield in the elements.
Bauer now 2 for 3. Emmanuel's 3 for 3. Back on the ground with Nichols, right up the middle. That's 3 yards in a cloud of snow as Zaire Barnes makes the tackle.
3-yard gain to the play. It'll be 2nd and 7 for Central.
Just have the feeling that now, with Jace Bauer in the game, you see Western Michigan having to guess a little bit. Bauer, more of a throwing threat than Emmanuel, and can still give you the threat of the run. But I also think the moment you've got Lou Nichols in the backfield, you have to start thinking stop run first and let him pass the ball.
Nichols again. Fires through that offensive line. 3 more yards to bring up 3rd down and 4. There's Emmanuel. You know, Jace Bauer a little more polished as a thrower right now. Bert Emmanuel, such a great athlete and so much talent. You never know what he can do later on in his college career, but for now they mostly use him in the run game. Bauer stays out there on 3rd down. The Chips are 3 of 9 on 3rd down tonight. Bauer waits, looks to throw. Now tucks it, directing traffic, lowers the shoulder, and I think he's got a 1st down. He took a beating, but it is enough to move the chains.
How he knew where this 1st down marker was, I don't know, but he knew he was short and signaled for his wide receiver to block for him and sacrifices his body in order to get the necessary yardage. That's how you play the quarterback position.
Delano Ware popped him. But it's enough for a 1st down as they approach midfield. Play clock at 4. Emmanuel around the right side again. Nothing overly complicated with this scheme when Emmanuel's in there. That's a gain of 1 to midfield.
And that's why I think when he's in there, unless you're going to do some type of play action to fake the run and throw it, I mean, they're dialed in. I mean, they've got so many white jerseys close. There's really nowhere for Emmanuel to go. So a little surprised that we don't see Bauer in there with the success he was bringing. I mean, just watch when they break the huddle, how many white jerseys recognize the Emmanuel's in the game and they get close to the line of scrimmage. Count about 8 guys that are within 5 yards from the line of scrimmage.
10th play of the drive, Emmanuel thought about throwing, instead runs and stumbles forward for a short gain. Where again in on the stop to safety.
And anytime you see safeties making tackles in the backfield, that lets you know they're not respecting the pass and they're just coming after you, and that's a run stop. So the moment that Emmanuel elects to try and run the football, he's running uphill.
Now, Emmanuel can throw. It's not like this is a wildcat, so just keep that in the back of your mind as Emmanuel goes to the sideline and Bauer comes back in there.
For another crossing route.
Bauer straight drop, throws left side, open man, wide open is Carlos Carrier. And the Maryland transfer moves the chains and then some down to the 25 of Western. There is a flag though. It's back near the 1st down marker.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense number 19 was covered up in the formation. That's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains 3rd down.
Mental error is going to wipe out a big play.
It's interesting. That's Tyson Davis, a wide receiver.
They were saying he was covered up there with another man in the backfield on the formation. And that's one of those preventable penalties where.
When you say covered up, what do you mean by that?
The outside guys. So you have to have so many men on the line of scrimmage. You can only have so many in the backfield. So when they had the shift come, plus the slot receiver come in the backfield, and the total number count was too many, you didn't have the necessary number on the line of scrimmage.
Now 3rd down and 12. Bauer on the boot. Throws incomplete, trying to find Davis that time. Into the Western sideline, now 4th down and 12. That hurts.
Absolutely. Biggest play in the second half of this Chippewa offense. Negated by the, call it an illegal formation for a pass. Now they're going to punt it and keep allowing Western Michigan to hang around.
The penalty wiped out a 22-yard pitch and catch from Bauer to Carrier. It brings out Elzinga to kick it to Abdus Salam. Fair catch near the 15, and he'll field it around the 12 or 13. Trayson Bourget and the Western Michigan offense trying to get things rolling. They've got a long way to go. In case you missed it earlier, it really was a blizzard. If you missed it, you weren't watching or you just don't have Twitter because everyone seems to be talking about it. Driving snow here at Kelly Short Stadium in Mount Pleasant. Yeah, sometimes you can barely even see people. And what happens when there's that much snow? You get the greatest snowman of all time. I'm saying it. It might be recency bias, but I'm saying it.
Hey, what about Frosty?
I'm talking real life, man. That dude might walk away after this game. He did lose his hat and his date, though. Was it something he said? Here's Corey Crooms on the jet sweep. They've been setting that up all night, but it gets stuffed in the backfield. No reaction from the snowman.
This is a great time for the home team now. Central Michigan, get a stop here, force a punt, win the battle field position. Because Western Michigan seems to really be struggling offensively. Hasn't figured this out.
On 2nd and 13, Trayson Bourget uncorks and Crooms comes down with it. That's the first time in a while they have connected on a jump ball.
Crooms, the guy that leads his team in targets, their go-to guy on a wheel route. Pretty good coverage by Stepney, but reacts just a little bit too late. Tremendous concentration by Crooms for the desperately needed first down for the Broncos.
Give him 23 yards on that connection. A nice grab by Crooms. Bourget to throw again. On the sprint out, he's got speed. Bourget delivers some punishment as he crosses midfield with another Western first down.
Good job of moving the pocket. If they're going to go with Sean Tyler, then flow with him, then that opens up some running room for the quarterback, Bourget. That being said, we haven't called Tyler's name in a while. I'd like to see him still get some carries after the explosive first half that he had.
That's a great point, Jay. 149 carries on the ground, or yards on the ground, not 149 carries. It kind of felt like it, though, in the first half. Only 6 yards in the third quarter. Bourget slung down in a hurry. Quindario Lee, the redshirt freshman from Alabama, makes the stop. Loss of 2. Check out the numbers for Tyler first half, second half. He was only 20 yards away from his career high for a full game after the first half, but he's been quiet in the second.
It looked like he was easily going to get it, but they reduced the number of rush attempts and also the number of yards he was getting, and they basically did it by just stacking that box. I mean, still doing it. 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, and 2 safeties hugging the line of scrimmage.
They've got 7 tackles for loss tonight.
And Incoom.
Yeah, and Incoom is a big reason why. That one goes down as no gain, but Incoom continues to wreak havoc.
Yeah, we can talk about the numbers in the box, but when you've got Incoom, number 9, is coming off the edge, reading the tight end and making the block. Wow, that's great athleticism. You see the way he was able to shed the block of the tight end, Bartle, locate the ball, and then make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Big time.
Third and 12. Bourget. Back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's it. 4th down and 10 coming up. John Wesley Whiteside makes the stop, and Tim Lester has to punt it away again. Sixth punt for Nick Mahalik. Alex Ward again back to receive. That is a booming kick by Mahalik. Slicing through the night here in Mount Pleasant, and it dies at the 5. That's a clinic. So the Chippewas have to go 95 yards after a great punt by Mahalik. They still lead by 3. Low scoring affair ever since the first quarter. Only 3 points on the board. In the second, third, and fourth, 10-7. Central leads at home, and here's our ABC and ESPN Statement Saturday featured college football lineup. Number 3, Michigan hosting Illinois at the Big House at noon. And then it's C.J. Stroud and second-ranked Ohio State taking on Maryland. Plus number 9 Clemson hosts Miami in Death Valley. Hendon Hooker at number 5 Tennessee square off against South Carolina. All games also on the ESPN app. I know we probably have a lot of Michigan fans watching, so I'm going to apologize for saying the name Ohio State.
What is it, the school up north?
Yeah, that's what they. Isn't that what Ohio State fans call Michigan?
One's the school up north, the other is school down south.
That's right.
Geography's a little confused right now.
All I know is we're right in the middle of the mitten. I really appreciate that Central Michigan is so centrally located. On the handoff, it is Lou Nichols, who gets slung down after a gain of maybe 2. Marshawn Nealon is there on the tackle.
Now that workhorse, that is Marshawn Nealon, not budging. And make or break time right now for this Western Michigan team. Defense needs to make a stop. Not saying it has to be 3 and out, but not allow them to pick up consecutive first downs. And challenge the defense. Go for the turnover. Try and get the strip. Something to help jumpstart your offense and give you hope.
Yeah, Central's coughed it up 24 times this year, most in the country. Play clock's at 1. Bert Emanuel barely gets it off. Around the left side, lasso down. Carter again, number 1, living in the backfield.
And I think that was a smart, heady play because Carter could see the time clock was getting down to 1. So what good defensive ends do is once they see the 0, they go for it. It's either going to be delay a game or you get a heck of a jump on the ball, not able to be blocked. But those are some of the plays we were saying this defense needs to come up with right now.
Give credit to the Western defense. They have really locked it down since that Emmanuel 60-yard scamper for a touchdown in the first quarter. 3rd down and 10 for Emmanuel. He gets dumped. Ball comes out.
Whoa.
Western has it. Seelig scores. Touchdown, Broncos.
One way or the other, it was either going to be a safety or it was going to be the touchdown, and they're definitely going to review this. But we talked about it.
On the field was a touchdown. That play is under further review.
Have your defense step up and make a play when the offense can't get it done. That's Carter, forces the fumble, but are they going to say was he down? This should be a great angle here. Out of the end zone. In the end zone, was the knee down? Ooh.
That was really close on both ends.
Yes.
Was Emmanuel down and then was Seelig down before it
Let's see that.
Oh, see, this is interesting, partner, because it looked like he lost it for a second and then re-corralled it.
That was I think he was in the process of starting to fumble the ball. And it was a scoring play. Since it was ruled a touchdown, automatic review will come on the turnover. Out of the end zone. Ugh. I'm almost tempted to say you let it stand. I mean, can you tell me 100% that's not a fumble?
No, I mean.
Elbow starting to brace, but the ball's, look, that's an awkward position for that football to be in.
Yeah, see, at that point, if you freeze it, when his elbow hits it, it looks like he has it there, but if you watch a little bit earlier, he's starting to lose it. That's really tough to tell, and a great job by our crew to show us this.
And that ball has to be 100% out of the end zone. So many moving parts, and you know this when you say, is there anything conclusive that you see? I can't be 100% sure he wasn't fumbling the football, the location of the football.
Looks like Jeremy Valentine has the call.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field will be changed. The quarterback was down with possession of the football. However, the ball was in the end zone when this occurred. The result of the play is a safety.
Wow. Okay.
I can live with that, but 100% sure that elbow was down, would control the football. I would have said no. There was enough doubt that ball might have been moving, but we said one way or the other through this replay that there were going to be some points that were scored for Western Michigan.
Now, credit to Bert Emanuel for gaining control of the ball back again after it was knocked out by Andre Carter on the initial hit. I mean, Bert Emanuel's a big, strong guy, and he showed you the mitts. It is still a safety.
Number 15 on the offense.
It's now a one-point game.
Is now wearing number 24. Number 15 for Central Michigan is now wearing number 24.
But how about the defense? We talked about the defense needed to help make a stop, and they came through with flying colors.
Ryan Seelig almost had a touchdown. Instead, it's a safety, and Western still trails. Luke Elsing out to kick it away. Sean Tyler is one of the Broncos back to receive, alongside Zahir Abdus-Salam. Watch out for Tyler. That's where the ball's going. He has returned a kick for a touchdown this year, but he muffs the punt. Tries to find a seam, and he's brought down at the 35. That's where Western will start, but thanks to the safety, they're only down by one with 3:53 to play and all 3 timeouts remaining. What a play by Andre Carter. It goes down as a safety instead of a touchdown. 10-9 the score. Welcome back to Mount Pleasant, where Central leads 10-9 in the 94th meeting between Western and Central, with the victory cannon on the line. Trayson Bourget and Western go back to work following the safety that cut the deficit to 1. Drew Carter and Jay Walker back with you. Thrilled to be here for one of the best rivalries in the country. Bourget feels the pressure and spins out of it. Directing traffic, makes a chip miss and goes down. It'll officially be a sack, but credit Bourget for getting away from Thomas Incoon on the initial pressure.
You see the mobility by Bourget. This pocket is collapsing quickly. They make him step up, nowhere to go. He makes a spin move, nowhere to go. Then here comes Whiteside once he tries to break contain and Incoon to finish him off. You have to learn to just throw the ball away, young man.
How about Incoon, man? He is all over. Again, CMU brings the heat, and Bourget cuts it loose. He was trying to find Crooms, who couldn't get away from DeJavion Stepney in coverage. We haven't really seen it tonight, but Stepney's a heck of a player. He's played some running back for Central Michigan this year when Nichols was out, and actually their top 4 running backs were out at one point.
And not just for, a couple of snaps. He was a starting running back. Left his starting role in the defensive backfield to help out on offense. What a tremendous athlete.
This is a crucial one. Chips bring 4. Bourget throws up the seam. Crooms has it. First down, Broncos. Down to the 30-yard line. Finally, they connect.
On the seam route, in these conditions here, the zipper route combination, they know where the opening is going to be with one high safety, and Stepney thinks he's had inside help, but he goes with the post route. Nice read by Bourget.
That's a 36-yard connection. Crooms up to 63 yards tonight, closing in on 800 for the season. Tyler finds a seam. Sean Tyler still on his feet, down inside the 10. And just like that, the Broncos are feeling it.
And Central Michigan needs to call a timeout now. This is a great piece of running by Tyler, making a miss. Look at the balance there. When you think he's going down, able to keep going. But you really have to start thinking about your timeouts if you're Central Michigan. On the flip side of that, Western Michigan run the football up the middle. I don't know if I tell my guys to score.
Now keep in mind, Western Michigan has missed 2 field goals from inside 25 yards. But those were both when there was much more snow on the field. Tyler finds some space on the left side, but gets twisted down by Jaquez Bristol. It's a good point. Watch the clock.
Central Michigan.
And there it is. Jim McElwain uses his first timeout here in the second half. 2:04 to play. Western knocking on the door. Sunday, we've got the men's basketball game of the day, and it's a doozy. The first ever meeting between Kentucky and Gonzaga is a top 5 showdown. Last season's National Player of the Year, Oscar Tshiebwe, back to lead the Wildcats, matched up with Drew Timme and the Bulldogs in Spokane. Coverage begins 7:30 Eastern on ESPN and the app. 2:04 to play here in Mount Pleasant. Trayson Bourget on the handoff. Sean Tyler gets stuffed. And guess who? Thomas Incoom. A loss of 3. It's the 8th TFL for Central tonight, and they'll use a timeout with 2:01 to play.
An interesting concept. I think one of the few times we saw him just get a running start. They leave him alone. Running start to the ball carrier. And Incoom showing you why there's so many NFL scouts in the building.
Yeah, this guy will play on Sundays. The transfer from Valdosta State, native of Stone Mountain, Georgia.
He was a soccer player. Growing up, he was a soccer player and used to go to Central Michigan in different camps, Florida, University of Florida camps to play soccer, and grew into a heck of a football player.
And speaking of kicking, Palmer Domsky warming up 0 for 2 on field goals tonight, both inside of 25.
Yeah, run it to the right, move it to the middle, find out where your kicker likes it.
Yeah, so Tyler runs it that way. It's going to be a kick from the right hash.
He is stopped by number 3, that's Trey Jones.
So Trey Jones on the tackle.
Final charge timeout.
And now $1:55 to play. The Chips use their final timeout. And all the pressure on the world is on Palmer Domsky, the freshman from Bolingbrook, Illinois, outside Chicago.
And think about this. Tough enough to make a field goal in this situation, in this condition, from this angle, from hard right to left. But you're going against one of the best field goal block units in the country. That has to creep in the back of your mind. You've already had one blocked by Dante Kent earlier in this game.
Kent is number 4. Watch for him to come screaming around the edge. The holder is Nick Mahalik. Bryce Bowens does the snapping. Palmer Domsky from 25 to take the lead with under 2 minutes to play. Got it away and got it through. It is good, and Tim Lester's team takes the lead with under 2 minutes.
Well, we knew they were bringing pressure. And we had an eye on Kent. Slipped on the first step. The elements got him. The traction just not there. We saw him block one from that angle earlier, and
playing with fire. Now remember, Western trailed by 3 until this. Bert Emanuel Jr. on the safety. It was initially ruled a scoop and score touchdown for Ryan Seelig after Andre Carter forced the fumble. Reversed to a safety. Western within 1. Kicked the field goal to go ahead.
who do you go with at quarterback?
Oh, great question. Could we see Daniel Richardson?
I would not be surprised if he's the one that has mastered the 2-minute offense the best. Now, the key is you don't need a touchdown, you need a field goal to get the victory. Minute 52 in college football is a long time. considering that they stop the clock after every first down. You can go out of bounds to stop the clock.
It is a low line drive kick. It'll be good field position for Central Michigan to start. Still on his feet. That's Justin Whiteside, one of their top tacklers, who actually lost yardage on the return, bringing it back inside the 30. And look at Tim Lester, the Western Michigan alum, who knows how important this game is to both fan bases in this entire state. He says, you know, when I meet Central Michigan people, they introduce themselves. They say, hey, just so you know, I'm a Chippewa. Let's just put that out there. It is a fierce rivalry.
Chase Bauer gets to call it quarterback for the Chippewas.
And Bauer starts with a throw. Broncos bring 5. Bauer's a threat with his legs. And he skirts out of bounds. Ushered there by Bryson Gardner. Clock stops now under 2 minutes. Penalty flag back in the backfield.
Holding. Offense number 75. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Oh. Quarterback breaks contain, and so often we see the holding penalty called.
That's Davis Heinzen, redshirt freshman, starting at left tackle. Remember, Central Michigan lost both their tackles in the offseason, drafted in the first 3 rounds, Luke Gedeke and Bernard Ryman. Bauer to throw again, waiting, evades moment, throws complete. He's got the tight end, Cade Conley, makes a couple of Broncos miss, and he's close to first down yardage on 1st and 20. It'll be a gain of about 18 yards, maybe 19. He's just short of the first down, so the clock keeps moving.
What presence.
There's Marshall Meader, the kicker.
Corvin Moment had him in the grass, had a beeline on him and couldn't bring him down.
Again, pressure from Western, and Bauer has to get rid of it. Let's go back to the last throw to Conley.
It was a good job by Bauer buying time, but watch number 20. Moment, he's there. He's coming in. He's locked and loaded. Oh, and he lets him get by. Great job keeping the eyes upfield, and Connolly with some run after catch yards. Wow, that would have been probably a game-clinching tackle if Moment could have brought him down.
It was like a heat-seeking missile.
Went for the knockout blow.
Bauer to keep on 3rd down and 1. Finds some space left side, has the first down. Tackled by Delano Ware after a gain of 4. They'll stop the clock to move the chains, but this is go time for Central. Bauer spikes it with 58 seconds left.
Yeah, they were interesting. They let him snap that ball before the chains were actually set, so don't complain too much. You lost about 2 seconds on that one, but I don't know. I thought they had enough time. When it's a short yardage play, people aren't running downfield. You can call another play at the line of scrimmage. You may need that down.
They've only completed 6 passes all night. Bauer to throw. Airs it out. It is picked off. Kanai Lovely, the ball hawk, says, adios, Chips. The victory cannon is coming back to Kalamazoo.
Are they going to take their luggage? Are they going to take the cannon back? Oh, man. Great job by Lovely. In good position, over the top coverage, and nothing gets behind you. And good pressure by Andre Carter. Lovely chases down the football.
Think this is surely an interception, or hit the turf. No review. Broncos in victory formation. And after Central snapped Western's 3-game win streak in this series last year at Waldo Stadium, Western Michigan comes up here and takes it back. They will win their 6th consecutive game in Mount Pleasant.
And what did Coach Lester tell us during all the calls? Our defense has kept us in games. It's been up to our defense that has played great. The offense has let us down this season, but they're starting to evolve, and to come in here and hold Central Michigan to 10 points. He knew his team. It was built on defense, and the defense rewarded them with a fantastic performance tonight.
Congratulations to Tim Lester and the Western Michigan Broncos. A tough year, but this makes it all worth it. The victory cannon is headed back to Kalamazoo. Want to thank all our camera operators tonight braving the elements. Pete Brown, Tim Davis, Robert Logan, Gary Metcalf, Paul Barnett, Brian Emiluxon. For our entire crew, led by Jeff Graham and Kevin Shank, my phenomenal partner, Jay Walker, I'm Drew Carter, saying so long from Mount Pleasant, where we got all we bargained for and then some. This game was a blizzard at the start. Both teams scored long rushing touchdowns in the first quarter. A safety allowed Western Michigan to kick the game-winning field goal. And the victory cannon is headed back to Kalamazoo. 12-10, the Broncos beat the Chippewas. Thanks for watching.